Bob Backlund dementia battle. Apparently he's dealing with dementia. I heard this about a year ago. Apparently it's only just made its way public. Ian Drew Dice Clay on Twitter, I think we follow each other, he said, I just found out from a live signing Bret Hart, that Bob Backlund has dementia and is living with his sister in Florida. Poor guy, everyone has to suffer in this profession, it seems.
Okay, who said that to Bret?
It was a Bret Hart live signing, like an online thing. So Bret Hart sort of confirmed it publicly.
Okay. I've known we're the same age, and I knew him. I first met him in Florida, and Eddie Graham, who was notoriously always owned Florida, but he loved amateur wrestlers. That's why he loved Jack Briscoe. That's why he loved Jerry Briscoe. That's why he loved Bob Roop. He loved Bob Backlund because they were amateurs, and he loved them. And Bob, he never drew any money in Florida. And when they took him to New York and they made him the champion, it's actually surprised me, even though I didn't know what the hell was going on in wrestling in those days. I was just following the crowd and trying to learn the profession. But I'm thinking, wait a minute, I didn't think he would do well, but he did. And he always played the straight up character. No drinking, no cussing, no this, no that. And he was like not the typical American guy, but he was, he would follow the rules and do all this stuff. And he did well. And they wanted him to, I think, turn heel toward the end of his run, and he refused, said, I don't want to do that. Hell, I didn't even know you could refuse to do stuff back in those days. I thought if they told you to do it, then hell, you kind of had to, you may not like it, but I didn't know you could actually just straight up refuse. Hell, if I'd have known that, I'd have been refusing a lot of stuff. Of course, I'd have been fired a lot more times than I was, but anyway. But I met him in Florida. Great guy. And I had a deal for him too. Somebody got with me and said, can you get these guys, because you know them, and they give me a list and telephone numbers on these guys, and I'd call them up, and I forgot what it was for now, but I was able to give them either $2,500 or $5,000 or $10,000. That's what I was. And most of the guys got 2,500s and a few got $5,000. So when I offered the 2,500 to Bob, he said, oh no, that's way, way too low. I went, okay. So I'd wait a day just, for appearance's sake. And I called him back and I said, oh, I've talked it over with him, which I didn't, but they'd already authorized me to jump it to $5,000. And I jumped it to $5,000, and he turned it down again. I went, damn, you're going to turn down $5,000? You don't have to do nothing. Just sign a paper. And I think they were going to put out some trading cards of him or something like that. And he's the only guy that turned down the $5,000. If somebody just calls you on the phone, hello, yeah, I'll give you $5,000. Hey, okay, send me the paper. So I sent him another one. I didn't send him anything. I called him up again and offered him the 10. Guess what he did with the 10 offer? Mm-hmm. Turned it down too. I said, well, I can't offer you anymore. So, but he just didn't want to. He must have had a lot of money that he could turn down $10,000. But anyway, they didn't get him on that particular line of whatever they were selling. But, and Bob, like I said, I met him in Florida, good guy, rode by himself a lot, trained every day. He would do like, in the dressing room, he would do like at least 200 or 250 squats before his match, like 20 minutes or 30 minutes before his match. And he'd do all those squats. The Iron Sheik used to do that too. Mm. Iron Sheik never. I don't think he's ever even been in a regular gym because that's not the way he worked out. You know the deals that the big deals that you swing around your head.
Persian clubs, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what he did. And they're heavier than hell. I tried it one time, damn, I almost killed myself. I got it going. Whoa. I just kept going with it. But those guys, they are really in shape. And Bob Backlund, he loved wrestling the Sheik because they were both amateur wrestlers. And so they'd go in there and try each other out. And I remember one time the Iron Sheik got really, really pissed off at, what's this guy's name? Brian or something, Brian. I can't even remember his name.
Where what territory are we looking at?
No, it was in Florida.
Okay.
What was his name? I don't remember. But anyway, he was an amateur wrestler too. And the Sheik threatened to stretch him. And he said, well, come on. He wasn't afraid of him. And I think now he may have even beat the Sheik, to tell you the truth. Because it's a different type of wrestling, I think. What was his name? Something.
Not Bob Roop, is it?
Not Bob Roop. Brian. His father was
Blair.
Brian Blair.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Weren't we just talking about dementia?
Let's go back to Bob. With that saying again, I mean, a lot of people are going to look at that and think, obviously, you know, people not in professional wrestling or professional sports get dementia or Alzheimer's or anything like that as well. But, I mean, is it just more prevalent in pro wrestling? I mean, it'd be hard to imagine it isn't with all the knocks on the head.
I don't think it's any more prevalent in pro wrestling than it is anywhere else. I think it's more prevalent in pro football because they do hit their heads bang and I mean back and forth, and I don't think it's that prevalent in pro wrestling as it's really made out to be, to tell you the truth. But I did have a friend. He was called Jerry Novak, and he was like he had a tag team. Forgot the name, what they were called. But he wasn't from the U.S. He was from, I think Slovakia. And he came to Canada and immigrated to the U.S. and ended up in the wrestling business. But he died last year, and I think he died last year of dementia. I think his daughter talked to my daughter, and they were talking, and he was a big guy. He was about 6'2", 6'3". He weighed about 270, 280. So if he wanted to cause a ruckus, you like that word, ruckus? If he wanted to cause a ruckus, he could, because he was big, and he would shout and scream, and he'd go into one of his cycles or one of his moods, but he ended up, I think his daughter said that he was as meek as a mouse at close. He died last year, but they were having to feed him with a spoon because he couldn't. He lost use of his hands. Now, when this happens to me, I want somebody to just put a gun within a close proximity of me so I can finish the job. That's not living. That's not. And I hate to advocate somebody taking their own life, but I mean, if you're at a point where people got to hand feed you, it's time to move on down the road.
And if you'd like to apply to pull the trigger, you can write to Dirty Dutch Mantell with 2 L's. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah.
The other guy was David Novak.
Hey, I want to tell you something. I think that was in very bad taste what you said. And you can apologize at any time. I think you offended.
Okay, so I haven't got.
You almost offended me. You almost offended me, but I'm almost unoffendable.
The other guy was David Novak. His real name was Charles Melvin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was Jerry. This was Jerry, Bounty Hunters.
Yeah. Jerry's real name was Jaroslav Novak. So there you go. He really was called Jerry Novak. Just one more thing about Backlund. We'll move on. He started as an amateur wrestler, winning the Division 2
and I didn't know this
championship, 190 pounds in 71, and that's.
Where did he go to college? What was his college?
Oh, for God's sake, it doesn't say here. Do you want me to find out?
No,
All right.
I don't really care.
Okay.
I don't even know where he was from, to tell you the truth. He's from up north somewhere.
I'll tell you exactly where. Mr. Robert Louis Backlund, Princeton, Minnesota.
Okay, I got him.